Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. And right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over on cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you check out. Hey friends, it's Tomer, and this video has me dipping my toe into the wild world of #MTGFinance. Ever since I started writing budget commander articles back when I was a broke college kid, my goal has always been to provide fun and powerful experiences within the format while on a tight budget. So I want to expand that goal with a quick mini series where I highlight commander staples whose prices have currently bottomed out and why you might want to consider picking up a copy, starting with cheap pickups from Core Set 2021. I kept this list down to just 10 cards, focusing on cards that are popular in Commander and don't have their price driven up by other formats such as Standard. This isn't meant to be an exhaustive list, but if there's a good card that you think I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. They're also not ranked in terms of power or savings or whatever, they're just in alphabetical order. Alright, let's get started. Kicking things off is Azusa Lost but Seeking. Azusa is a staple in many land decks such as Lord of Windgrace, Tetyova, Benthic Druid, and Radha, Heart of Keld. Azusa is an incredibly powerful ramp card in these decks. Not only can you dump all the lands in your hand onto the battlefield, but you can also play extra lands off the top of your library with Radha or similar cards that grant that ability. Best of all, however, is when you pair Azusa with fetch lands like Wooded Foothills and a way to play lands from your graveyard like Crucible Worlds, letting you play and sacrifice the same foothills from your graveyard 2 extra times. Or if you're evil, and let's be honest, you're playing a lands deck, so you're evil, swap foothills out for Strip Mine and destroy 3 lands per turn with this combo. Such sweet value is worth losing a couple friendships over. Azusa Lost but Seeking was a $35 card right before it was previewed in M21 and has now bottomed out at $8. You'll want it in basically any land deck, so now is a great time to pick up a copy. Next we've got Chandras Incinerator, which is an absurdly good card in any burn deck. Casting it for just 1 red mana is trivial in the decks that want it, consistently and easily done off an Earthquake, Perforos, God of the Forge triggers, or +1ing Chandra Torch of Defiance. The Incinerator adds free creature removal for your burn deck, machine gunning down all opposing creatures as you keep pinging your foes. The fact that it's also a 6/6 trampler is icing on the cake. And of course, it scales with all other burn staples such as Fiery Confluence, Torran, Thane of Red Fell, and Furnace of Wrath to make it even more potent. The Incinerator is an auto-include staple for all burn decks for all time. It's bottomed out at $1 and is definitely worth picking up a copy if you ever plan on building a burn deck. Number 3 is Chromatic Orion, a big splashy mana rock that does some sweet things in the right deck. It does not count as an early ramp card, but rather something that you ramp or ideally cheat into play so you can enable some big brain plays. The first decks that want Orrery are the ones that could put it into play for way less than its whopping 7 mana cost, and then immediately start dumping its mana into powerful abilities. The most popular option is Sisay Weatherlight Captain, which can tutor it into play if Sisay has 7 or more power, and then you can immediately tap it to activate Sisay again. Golos Tireless Pilgrim is another one, letting you cast it for free off the top of your library with Golos, and then start tapping it for mana for even more Golos activations. Same idea with Johto, Archmage Eternal, and many others. You can also do big mana rock combo things by pairing it up with Filigree Sages for infinite mana and infinite card draw. There might be other combos that I'm not aware of, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Orrery enables powerful things, it's super splashy, and has strong casual appeal. It has currently bottomed out at $9 and all the demand is from commanders, so I doubt it'll drop much more anytime soon. If you're looking to build a Sisay, Golos, or Johto deck, or anything else that likes big mana rocks, then I'd pick one up right now. Number 4 is Fiery Emancipation. This is a completely ridiculous card, tripling the damage you deal to opposing permanents and players. And unlike previous iterations like Furnace of Wrath and Dictate of the Twin Gods, Fiery Emancipation is an asymmetrical effect that can never work against you. Once this enchantment hits the field, your opponents are usually just a spell away from death. Burning away your opponent's life totals with Comet Storm, Earthquake, or simply attacking them with creatures that now deal triple damage are all quick and easy ways to close out the game. While many decks can get good value out of Emancipation, it's by far the most popular in burn decks like Perforos, God of the Forge, Zerzoth, Chaos Rider, and Torbrand, Thane of Red Fell. Because of both its power and splashy casual appeal, Fire Emancipation has bottomed out at $10, which isn't much lower than its $13 presale price. All that demand comes from commanders, so I doubt it'll drop much lower anytime soon. Number 5 is Grimtutor. Flexible tutors are incredibly powerful in a 100 card singleton format. They are crucial in finding the right card for the right situation, whether it's finding a board wipe with Damnation, refilling your hand with Necropotence, or anything else. Tutors are especially important in combo decks, increasing the speed and consistency of assembling your combos. Grimtutor fetching any card for 3 mana is a great rate. It's 1 mana cheaper than my go-to budget option, Diabolic Tutor, which makes it a significant upgrade. That same logic makes it significantly worse than even lower CMC options like Demonic Tutor and Vampiric Tutor, but it costs way less money to pick up than those two, and many decks will want to run all 3 of these tutors anyway. Grimtutor was a whopping $228 before being reprinted in M21. This is because before this recent reprinting, it only appeared in a super old starter set, Starter 1999, with very limited supply, keeping its price absurdly high. Even though it was reprinted at Mythic Rarity, M21 nuked its price down to just $15. Now is a great time to pick up this strong generic tutor. Number 6 is Heroic Intervention, the best green protection spell in the entire format. It shuts down all forms of targeted and mass permanent destruction for just 2 mana. Worst case, you've just protected your most important permanent from some spot removal spell like Sword Plowshares, but best case, you just protected your entire board from a board wipe like Austere Command and emerged with an even better board position than you were before. There's very few popular removal spells that Heroic Intervention fails to protect against, notably Cyclonic Rift, counter magic like Counterspell, and specific kill spells like Toxic Deluge, but it protects against so much that it's still a format all-star. Heroic Intervention peaked at $18 before M21 dropped it down to its current bottomed out price of $6. I give this my highest recommendation to pick up a copy. It's great in just about any green deck. Number 6 is Scavenger Goose. Scavenger Goose has long been the best graveyard hate in green. It's a cheap creature that green can easily tutor up when needed, and while it does require a constant mana investment to nom on the graveyard, being able to do so repeatedly at instant speed is just so clutch, and the ooze does grow into a real threat rather quick. The Scooze was creeping up to $6 before M21 released, and now it's down to just $1.50. I don't know when we'll see a green creature that hates on opposing graveyards even better than Scooze, but for now this is the best of the best and an excellent inclusion in most green decks. Next we've got Teferi's Ageless Insight, a fantastic new card draw engine in decks that regularly draw tons of cards, which frankly are the only decks that I'm interested in talking about anyway. Decks like Gavi, Nestwarden, Niv-Mizzet Perun, and the Locust God draw cards to fuel their powerful abilities, and Insight doubles their efficacy. You're not just doubling the amount of cards you're drawing, you're also dealing double damage with Niv-Mizzet and doubling the amount of tokens created with the Locust God. I'm honestly shocked that the Teferi's Ageless Insight is only $1 at the moment. I guess being a rare with multiple promo versions has kept the price down. Regardless, it's an amazing card that finds its home in many decks, and I recommend snagging up a copy. 8th on the list is Mangara The Diplomat. This is a solid generic white card draw engine in a color that desperately needs more of them. While you don't have much control over when you're drawing cards, as it's entirely reliant on your opponent's actions, it's pretty common for players to cast more than one spell each turn, especially in the mid to late game. Mangara then becomes excellent card draw in white as long as you're drawing a single card per turn cycle, which is a pretty reasonable expectation, and becomes amazing once you're drawing 2 or more cards off him per turn cycle. While Mangara fits perfectly into any mono white and Boros deck as an excellent source of extra card draw, there are some homes where he shines particularly bright in. His 2 power makes him a solid inclusion in Alicia, who smiles at death. He can draw you extra cards as your opponents attack you for the monarchy in Queen Marchesa, and he's a cleric, so he fits well in cleric tribal decks such as Ailey Eternal Pilgrim. Mangara is currently bottomed out at $7. While I do expect mono white to get a significant boost to its card draw department in a year or two when Wizards of the Coast catches up to people's recent complaints about white's lack of card draw, for now I think Mangara is one of the best options we've got and is worth picking up and slotting into numerous mono white decks. Wrapping up this list at the end of our alphabetical ordering is Veto, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. This card is a huge upgrade to an old school commander darling, Sanguine Bond. Veto has the exact same effect and combo potential with Exquisite Blood, but costs 2 less mana and is a creature, which is easier for black decks to reanimate from the graveyard. Even without comboing off, Veto is fantastic in any life gain deck to turn all your life you're gaining into a win condition. Run him as a commander or part of the 99 of any life gain deck like Elenda the Dusk Rose, Karlov of the Ghost Council, or even vampire decks with life gain sub-themes such as Edgar Markov. Veto is currently bottoming out at around $4. If you ever plan on building a life gain deck, then I think he's worth snagging a copy of. And that's my list of 10 sweet Core Set 2021 commander cards that have currently bottomed out in price. There's more commander savings to be had in the set, such as reprints of Cultivate, Psalm Simulacrum, and the Temple Cycle, and new spice like Speaker of the Heavens, but I wanted to keep the discussion short. I haven't done a finance article in a long time, so let me know what you think about this one. If this is something that you'd like to see done for all sets, then I'm happy to oblige. Thanks for watching, and until next time, friends, see ya! Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up with the latest and greatest, click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to check out similar videos, click on the links here and here.